All right, and we are going live in Sunflower Studios. I can already see a few Team Sunflower and Team Goblins in the chat. If you are watching right now, can you please just jump in and tell me that the audio and the video is all good? Nice. We've got Pedro, we've got Goblin Potion, we've got JC, Cigar Gary, or Clear Captain. Okay, let's do this. Quick question there. Are we recording this? All of these streams are available for 2 weeks on Twitch. And then we do download them and we upload them to YouTube as well, which definitely helps because YouTube gives us the subtitles and lets more people watch these videos. So yeah, before we jump into this session, quick disclaimer. We do not provide any financial advice in this. We are building a crypto game with the purpose being purely educational. Anything that we discuss does not mean it's guaranteed to make it into the game. We do tweak and we do develop quite rapidly and listen to the community. So what we build during these sessions or what we show you during these sessions isn't 100% guaranteed to be in the game. That said, I'm pretty excited. Most of these players know what time it is. The Goblin War is getting very close, September 5th, and we actually opened up the recruiting and the enlistments for the Goblin War. So if you're a player, you would have noticed if you went into the game, a big banner would have popped up, Team Sunflower, Team Goblin, and you had to choose one of these. And it's just really excited to see the community who's really getting around this, but also see where a lot of the allegiance is. I'm Team Sunflower, and I'm just going to give a huge shout out to everyone else on Team Sunflower because it looks like we have recruited more players. And so I intentionally don't have Spencer and Romy on right now because they're Team Goblin. They're not allowed to come into the office until the war is over. Let's see here. So I'm just going on OpenSea, and if we do come to here, we can see who has chosen the Human War banner and who has chosen the Goblin War banner. This is only people that are playing the game and have synced their data on chain. So we opened this up a couple days ago. There's still people that have chosen a side but haven't synced to the blockchain. On OpenSea, you can come here and it gives you a good sense of which side of the war has more people. You can see the Human War banner. There's roughly 5,000 people have chosen that, sworn their allegiance. And we have roughly 3,000 that have chosen the Goblin War banner. We looked at the off-chain data this morning and it is roughly 21,000 on Team Sunflower and around 14,000 on Team Goblin. I'm excited. It all comes down to the quality of the players on your team. The suspicion I have is that the Goblins will work extremely hard and they're extremely loyal. So even if Sunflower does have a little bit of a lead with the player count, I'm expecting a really strong turnout from Team Goblin. So this is super exciting, launching in 3 days. There's going to be some really cool rewards that are popping up as well. I'll just come in here and I think it's on testnet. So what I'm going to do here is I want to go visit the Goblin Village and see if some of these rewards are now available. So there's a lot of people in the chat right now. Knight Wesgar saying Team Sunflower will win this war. A lot of people saying this is exciting. Jaffor, Team Sunflower. Salinto, go Team Sunflower. I'm intentionally ignoring all the Goblin ones right now. There's a lot of Goblin messages coming through. Callie Nick 30, Team Sunflower. Love to see the Sunflower support in the chat right now. So what I'm going to do right now is, this is a test account on testnet, but we should be able to see some of the flows. And we can actually see what is available. So even on testnet, you can see I am Team Sunflower, of course. And now if we go over to the Goblin Village, remember we showed this last week in our stream, but we've got a few items that are starting to pop up in the war tent. So this is what the Goblin War is all about, being the winning side, helping your side and collecting war bonds. And so these are some of the items that you can see. Once you do sort of complete these weekly quests, you will get war bonds and you can come here and exchange them for limited edition items. These items are only going to be available through doing the war quests. Given that we already have over 30,000 people signed up and sworn allegiance, not everyone's going to get every item. It definitely will be the best warriors that get in first and complete these quests that will get these items. And each of these items has some have utility, some are really rare cosmetics. Whatever floats your boat, you go for them. It'll also be you deciding which items you want to mint. You'll have to decide where you want to spend your war bond tokens, which items you think are going to go the quickest, which ones you think you can wait a little bit for. So we've got the Sunflower Amulet. This is pretty much the first item you can get. This is 10% increased sunflower yield. Who knows, this 10% might be useful in a later quest in the war. I think it's how you want to be thinking. It's what items will be great for your farm, but may also help you in other quests that pop up in the war. We've got the Carrot Amulet. So this is a bit better. Carrots grow 20% faster. We've got a Beetroot Amulet. I just want to call out here as well, the war bonds on these aren't locked in. This is testnet, and this is just giving you guys a little quick preview. So the amount of war bonds will definitely change on some of these items. So beetroots, 20% increased beetroots. We've got the green amulet as well. So this one is hidden. This is going to be a first of its kind boost in game. So you're going to start getting the opportunity to get critical sort of drops from your crops. The crop drops. That's going to be very exciting. And now we're moving on to a bunch of the Bumpkin items. So behind the scenes, you know, we've been building out land expansion and we've been building out Bumpkins as well. This is going to be such a huge play. When there is different clothing items for your Bumpkin, they're going to become collectibles. You can use some of these you can use in game, but these ones here are going to be super special because they're pretty much the first limited drop of Bumpkin items. So we've got 1,000 warrior shirts, we've got 1,000 warrior pants, protect your thighs, and 1,000 warrior helmets. The supply and the amount of these is definitely likely to change. I'm going to be going hard to try get this entire outfit. I think once we will go into what the future of Bumpkins is in this session, but I think you'll be super excited once you see sort of the direction that this project is going and how Bumpkins are going to be related to it all. You'll definitely want to be getting these items. And then we've got 2 hidden items as well. The war is going for quite a lengthy period, and these items are going to get introduced throughout the war. I think when we drop, it'll be like the sunflower, the carrot, and the warrior top will become available. And then throughout the weeks, more of these items will become available. And these last 2 ones we will release near the end of the war. So that's pretty much it on the Goblin War. We're super stoked with the engagement that we have so far. 30,000 people have already sworn allegiance, which is crazy. There's going to be bloodshed during this war, and we're super excited to see who the top warriors are. Each week we're going to check out all the data, go over who the winning team is. There's going to be bonuses for the winning team. There's also going to be bonuses for the top warriors for each week. So we're going to be releasing a leaderboard of who the top warriors are for Team Sunflower and Team Goblin. And those people are going to be getting extra war bonds. So if you're one of those players that really likes to grind and wants to be the best of the best, that will be your chance to get some extra war bonds. And hopefully that will help you out getting this full warrior outfit, getting all the amulets, getting these rare items as well. So super excited about all of that. I'm going to go on to Bumpkins shortly, but right now I did want to also mention we've got a new partner with Sunflower Land, and that is Jigga. So for those people that have seen in Discord, there's a couple players that when they go to log into the game, it pops up this new sort of screen that is asking them for proof of humanity. So what is all this? What is going on? Jigga is an anti-botting company, and so their job is to protect the Sunflower community by trying to limit the amount of multi-accounters and botters, and essentially people that just want to try take as many resources from the game and then dump it on the community. It's quite new. The partnership's new. They're a new company. They're really solid team, really smart guys. Smart guys and girls, and from what we've seen, they're way above all the other people in the market around this. They're still new. They're still very fresh. Like they're still getting their products public website up, still updating all their privacy information on that, and they're still figuring out some of their anti-botting technology as well. So there has been a couple players that have been accidentally identified as a bot. And in that case, all they needed to do was take a selfie of their page, of their face, do like a 360 rotation, and then that will clear them, and then they can play again. We kind of opted for this one because most of the time, especially once they improve their algorithm, it's going to be very confident that it doesn't pick up humans. And so if you're a player, you should never really see this screen. But if for some reason you do get to that point, it's quite easy for you just to take the selfie and continue. And I guess a good part of their solution is it's not that KYC that a lot of projects go where you need to put your name, your email, your address, like take a passport. It is just a selfie of your face. And so in those extreme cases where someone may get identified as a bot, Jigga's nice because they let you have a chance to get your account back. We're excited to see, or for them to improve and for us to work closer with them as well. They do things like captures and other things to prove humanity. And overall, it's just going to mean a stronger community and stronger assets as well. If we have less people that are just trying to drain these items, it really will help with the community. And so I do ask for a bit of patience while it is still new and their algorithms improving. Just know that it's super important for the community, and the purpose is to protect the community as well. So please be patient in the meantime. Cool. What I'm going to do next is give you a teaser, and this is a really, really huge teaser, what we're about to go in here. So this is sort of what I went on Discord and did the announcement about what we wanted to talk about today. I will need help, so I'm just going to ping Romy and Spencer and see if they can join me in this session. So let's see. You know what? That's really annoying. Just give me 1 second. So I'm gonna connect up with Romy and Spencer, and they're gonna come on this stream. They're gonna jump on, and they're going to take us through the future of Bumpkins. And so it's kind of crazy the direction we're taking. It's this idea that we've been floated with for a while. The community knows about what we're trying to do with Bumpkins around dynamic NFTs and whatnot. One of the decisions we made in the last week is I'll wait for Spencer and Romy to come on here. Just let me set up our sort of pair programming software, and then we'll jump into it here. It's going to be really cool. It's really exciting. It's great for the Sunflower Land community. So give me one sec here. All right, so I'm just going to call these guys here. That sound you can hear, I'm calling them. Oh, here we go.
Good, mate. How are you?
Fantastic, mate. How are you guys going? I'll just
Oh, hold on. I need some apparatus for the live streamer. Yeah.
I love that.
We're good. We're good. Just busy.
Could we get just before we get going, I'll just get a confirmation from people watching. Can you hear Romy and Spencer all right? How is the audio level going there?
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Sweet, we're good. We're good. I love the hat, Romy. We need to get that in Sunflower Land Studios.
Yeah, someone
We all need.
said to me I shouldn't have a sunflower here. Should have a goblin or something. But I haven't figured it out yet what to put on. So I'll keep the sunflower for now.
All right, guys.
You know what's so crazy? I'll tell you a little quick story. I had a 3-year-old. I took him to the pool on the weekend, and he was sat in the back seat, and he said, "Daddy, I need my goblins." And I was like, "What the hell is this kid talking about?" He was like, "Where is my goblins?" Like going on and on about it for ages. And when we finally got in the pool, he was referring to goggles, like swimming goggles, as being called goblins. And I was like, mate,
I like it.
scared me there for a minute. I thought he was like, he'd been playing the game and joined the side. Turns out he's just 3 years old and doesn't know how to talk properly. Cool. So yeah, I was just going to run everyone through a little, I don't know, what have you said, Adam, what have you said about Bumpkins so far?
Not much. I was a little lost for words how to explain this concept. I was going to say, we've sort of talked about the idea of Bumpkins with the community before. The idea being that you get a base level Bumpkin character, but then you must collect different items and then you attach those to your Bumpkins and you create your own sort of unique NFT. That's the whole idea. I didn't take them through what bumpkins.io is and how this is going to benefit Sunflower Land. So feel free to take it from wherever.
Yeah, so if sorry to repeat this for anyone that was on the stream last week, but like a few months back, I started to get into the idea of NFTs a little more. Like, I'd been used to the concept of NFTs in game and this idea that like an NFT is relative to a game context, like it gives you a boost or like, whatever you see it show up in the game. But I started getting a little more interested into this idea of PFP NFTs, PFP meaning profile pictures. And this kind of just means, you mint an NFT, and then a lot of times these NFTs are part of like a rare collection, so you get a certain rarity score with the one that you mint. But pretty much what happens is when you mint it, whatever you get is what you get. There's no, from then on you can trade it if it isn't up to the standard you're looking for, you can mint another one, etc. But it's pretty static. The whole process is pretty static. It's like you do this thing, you get something, and then that's kind of the end of the flow. With Bumpkins, we kind of really want Bumpkins to take on this life of being a PFP, but also to have this in-game context as well. So kind of like meshing the two together. But, we didn't, like, me personally, when I started playing around with PFP NFTs, I found it, like, once you mint something, if it's not like this super rare item, you're kind of disappointed. You kind of are just like, oh, well, that sucks. And most of the time, you'll then, if you're super into the project, you'd probably mint another one. we decided to kind of utilize this idea of non-fungible tokens with semi-fungible tokens, and combine this idea of you being able to control the destiny of your NFT. So instead of just kind of taking a risk, minting an NFT and seeing what you get, what we're proposing and what we're trying to do is you mint a base NFT, which is kind of just like a base Bumpkin. Bumpkin has hair, has eyes, whatever. But then as you go on, your NFT can evolve. So you can basically kind of always be changing what your NFT looks like, and hence also changing the rarity of your NFT. So depending on the combination of items that you put on your NFT, that determines what the rarity is. And so the rarity could change, right? Like there's not always going to be this top rare NFT that one person is going to get. Your NFT may sit at the top of the leaderboard for a week, and then someone else may put together a more rare combination of items on that pumpkin. So that's kind of where, I don't know, do you have anything to add to that, Adam?
I think it's really important, this idea of creating your own identity. There's definitely a sense of collectibles around this as well, and definitely a sense of there's still going to be utility items for Sunflower Land. One thing, there are obviously projects where you see the NFT image update. Sometimes the background image changes. You look at like Reddit's NFTs. The way they sort of commoditize each of these items, like the hat, the t-shirt, is they just kind of update the base NFT. What we're proposing here is that you've got your NFT, and then everything that it's wearing is a separate token that you have ownership over. And so when you say buy a t-shirt, that's a token, what's called an SFT, and then you send that to your Bumpkin, and your Bumpkin is then, he has ownership of that token. And so when you do start moving Bumpkins around, you're moving that Bumpkin along with all of these tokens that have been equipped to it. And so it's really moving beyond like, hey, the value is, I guess, just in that NFT. It's like the values in these FFT tokens that you're collecting, applying to your Bumpkins. You're trading these with friends and whatnot. It makes it kind of limitless. And I think it's where the community as a whole needs to go. You need to move away from NFT projects where there's just 1,000 and it's this exclusive club, to we want there to be millions of Bumpkins. We want everyone in the world to have a Bumpkin pretty much. And so you don't want to limit that. You can then obviously release rare items and rare clothings that do have limits, but at least everyone else still can get their Bumpkin and get the items that they can sort of collect. That's what I'm really super excited for.
The other thing. I'm sorry, Rami. That's the other thing. The other thing that is really important or exciting for us as players of Sunflower is that this exposes Bumpkins to not only players of Sunflower Land. So it means that anybody, collectors of NFTs, could also own a Bumpkin, can customize a Bumpkin, can start to kind of invest in these, really rare collections of items that they want to put or send to their Bumpkin, but they may not ever play Sunflower Land. So there's this idea that, Bumpkins can be kind of, a worldwide thing, irregardless of whether or not you play Sunflower Land. And why this is important for us, or exciting for us as players of Sunflower Land, is the token or the currency in which you're going to purchase these items for your Bumpkin is going to be SFL. So irregardless of whether someone plays Sunflower Land, they will need SFL in order to buy these items for their Bumpkin. This is exciting for people playing SFL because it means the value of the token has value outside of SFL. So if you're playing SFL and you're essentially kind of creating or minting this token, there's going to be more buyers for that token outside of SFL. So that is exciting as well.
Yeah, there's a question here. Will we be able to equip and unequip? Yes, you can. If you have a red shirt, for example, and now you want to get a blue, you can take the red out and put the blue. So you have the red on your hands, not on the Bumpkin.
Yeah, so you would be able to in here go and have a look, kind of similar to OpenSea, I guess. You'd be able to go and see your bumpkin. And here you would see that, like, I mean, we've only just started building this, but here you would see that your bumpkin would be equipped with some items, and then you'd be able to like take this item off, and you'd be able to put on another item, and then you'd be able to then update the blockchain with the current, outfit or combination of items that your bumpkin is currently wearing.
Hey Spencer.
Yeah. There's another interesting question about neutral gender bumpkins. So you can build your own bumpkin how it looks. There is no gender attached to it. You can make it look wherever you want to.
Yeah, we've kind of created this idea of genderless bumpkins, and therefore you can add any item to your bumpkin, whether that be, what is traditionally seen as a female hairstyle, or like, traditionally seen as female eyes. You may put that on your bumpkin with any other combination of stuff. So you may make your item look like something that you could be described as a female farmer, but there is no inherent gender to the bumpkin.
Hey Spencer, why do we have SFL collection under that t-shirt?
Great question, Adam. This is because this is another thing that is super exciting about Bumpkins, is that the idea would be is we're kind of looking into the future that there could be many different companies or brands that want to partake in Bumpkins, and so other companies or projects could develop certain collections for Bumpkin. So you can imagine this farmer, decked out in a full Supreme tracksuit with a gold chain around his neck. But, we could collaborate with many different brands and projects and get all sorts of different rare collections produced for Bumpkins to be able to wear. So it's really limitless what your Bumpkin could end up looking like in the end.
I think it's a really good point around this direction that Sunflower Land is taking. Is we're trying to build a ecosystem of products and games and services where the base layer is the Sunflower Land farms or the Bumpkins. And so you can see here, like in the Bumpkin collection, you need SFL to purchase these items. You can see this in community projects like the frogs. You need SFL to get those frogs. And this is where we start seeing a very balanced economy and game where you've got all these different avenues where you can use SFL, where you can use the assets. It's just not reliant on one part. So you may be someone that loves collecting your bumpkin, using your bumpkin inside of Sunflower Land, using your token with community projects. You can do that. There are other people that might just like the bumpkin aspect. There are some people that might just play the Sunflower Land aspect. But the idea is that you have all these sort of interacting components that just strengthen each other up. And so that's definitely the direction we're trying to move towards, is just build this ecosystem around Sunflower Land.
I just got a question on the Discord from Sushi. They're asking, if you send an NFT into your bumpkin, will the item and the boost it can bring not be available anymore on the farm?
It's a good question. You need to equip, so if it's a bumpkin item like a bumpkin t-shirt or the pitchfork, it needs to be equipped to your bumpkin for the boost to be applied on the farm. Other items on the farm, like your foreman beaver, those items they're not equipable to bumpkins. So just having those placed on your farm will apply the boost. If it's something that is wearable by a bumpkin, it needs to be attached to that bumpkin for the boost to apply.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have Twitch open, so I don't see any other questions.
Let me see.
There's a lot of suggestions around what we could add. There's a Million on Mars space suit. There's cat ears.
Mate, it's endless. It's totally endless what we could add, man.
There's a beaver head.
Like there could be.
Beaver head.
Beaver head would be perfect. Yeah.
There's a question.
There's so many. It's like endless.
Is there a cooldown period or delay for those boosts attached to bumpkins?
Likely. One thing we've got to be careful with bumpkins and the boosts that they have in their clothing is these bumpkins live in your personal wallet. And so players can just quickly change clothes every 5 seconds. They could send them to their friends. People could abuse these boosts. Say if you have some amulet that gives you a boost, you could plant and harvest all your crops, send that amulet to your friend, and then they could do the same thing. So there might be a bit of a cooldown on the boost, but we still need to figure out how it may get abused and then build up some protection around that. There was a question from Jay Sneaks. Can the community build on top of base bumpkins, i.e. add new field on display?
Add a new field on display. What do you like? Add something, like something in some other element to a bumpkin. Is that what you mean?
That's my understanding of the question.
I'm not too sure. I think we have I think that I don't know about maybe currently we have this idea of slots. Like a hair is a slot, eyes are a slot, mouth is a slot. We don't know currently that slot, logic is expandable. We don't have a limit on how many slots there are. It could go on forever. So yes, I guess the answer is yes, that you could definitely expand on the items that go into making up a bumpkin. Whether that's a community, whether it's open to the community doing that or not, is something we haven't really decided. But it's definitely dynamic.
And yeah, as Adam mentioned, we could have, Spencer mentioned that we could have collabs with other brands, big brands. We could also have collab with the community. I don't see why not. We couldn't have a community collection.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
100%.
It's a good point on so right now we have this idea of parts where you've got your headpiece, you've got your t-shirt, your pants. We have some parts as well, like your eyes, your mouth. Everything will be customizable. We can extend these slots as much as we want. I've seen there's people suggesting having a pet and whatnot. So it is sort of an endless protocol design. If we want to add a new slot that a pet can sit with your bumpkin, that's definitely up there. There's quite a lot of partnership suggestions. Paul Theadra, North Face.
North Face would be killer. I mean, it's super exciting, and I love that people are suggesting these, because to me it kind of reads that people are also excited about the possibilities here. I think it's when we literally jumped in a meeting on Monday to talk about our next block of work, and it's this kind of concept really was born out of this all day meeting. And it was just super excited. We were all very, very passionate and very pumped to kind of get started on this. So it's nice to hear that the community is feeling that excitement as well.
Yeah, there's another question here. Will the bumpkin be moving around the farm or just standing? So the bumpkin you're seeing on the screen at the moment, this will be your profile picture version. There'll be a smaller version for the farm when you're playing your game, but you'll be standing on the first deploy.
It'll be static at first.
Yeah.
I guess, and it's also, it'll appear, on modals, or it'll appear around the place on your farm to begin with. That's not to say that, we wouldn't go into this direction where we had a movable bumpkin in the future, but it's not going to be there from day one.
I was jumping onto testnet to show how this bumpkin will look, but my bumpkin's disappeared.
It's naked?
It's disappeared. I was going to say, so...
Live demos never work, mate.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
You can see up here is my bumpkin. I'm level 1 up here. This will be your bumpkin that you hold in your wallet as well. And they're just standing here at the start. We're planning you'll be able to move these around and put them in different locations. When you update your clothing in your bumpkin NFT to be a red, a blue shirt, overalls, and in that underwear, whatever you want to do, in-game this little NPC is going to update as well. So if you're visiting other people's farms, you also get a mini preview of what their bumpkin looks like. Clicking on them, you can see their whole get up, their whole outfit, all the boosts that they have applied.
Good question. Minting Bumpkins will cost SFL. So if you play Sunflower Land, you be able to mint your first Bumpkin for free, let's say. And if you don't play Sunflower Land, you need to pay a fee to mint your Bumpkin.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like $5, same as minting your farm. And the same will be said for if you mint your free, you get one free Bumpkin. So like if you mint your free Bumpkin, you play Sunflower Land and then you trade that Bumpkin, you would have to pay to mint a second Bumpkin.
Yeah.
It's not just like a churn machine. If you play the game, you're not just minting endless Bumpkin.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we decided around the cost of the mint. The mint may be a matic fee for a mint for the Bumpkin, but any of the like items that you would buy to equip to your Bumpkin, that would be an SFL cost.
As a good question from Ant Redstone, are those free Bumpkins going to be random? No. So if you create a Bumpkin from inside of Sunflower Land, you will be able to choose your base attributes. So the hair, the skin color, the shirt that you start off with. If you create one through bumpkins.io, that will be random, actually. Maybe in the future we'll let people sort of pick their base one, but it will be random. So I think this is a common pattern that you will see, is that we always want to benefit and give advantages to people playing Sunflower Land. That's always our priority. We want to open it up so the world can use it, but our mentality is, hey, if you're playing Sunflower Land, we want to be loyal to you guys. You're going to be getting like early access, more opportunities with your Bumpkins. There'll be Sunflower Land exclusive content that you can only get this Bumpkin item through Sunflower Land, whether it be quests or whatnot as well. But yeah, it's take care of the community, and the game is still our main priority. I think that's worth saying. Bumpkins is just something where we can get more people involved in this community.
Oh, there's a nice comment there. Waiting for half goblin Bumpkins. What about that, Adam?
It's a good point. The way we're thinking about this as well is, if you want to change your base level Bumpkin, you will need to drink a potion. And so potions are one of the items that you can get from the store, and you essentially drink the potion, but what you're doing is sending that token to the Bumpkin, and it's kind of soulbound locking that token. So if you want to turn your Bumpkin into a goblin, you would buy the goblin potion and send that to your Bumpkin. I think we'll give a little teaser here as well. If you are Team Goblin and you're looking forward to turning your Bumpkin into a goblin Bumpkin, you want to be doing a good job in the war. There may be a few opportunities for these goblin war potions for some people to get early access to these in an airdrop. So that's just a little bit of intel for people that are Team Goblin.
And just to answer a couple of these questions, Bumpkins will be released along with land expansion. They go hand in hand. You need your Bumpkin to play land expansion, so it will happen at the same time. When steroids for Bumpkins, mate. Look, whenever, mate. Like as soon as the Bumpkin gym's open, it's that's it.
Bumpkin gym. Love it.
There'll be advantages. There's a question, no advantage for Sunflower team. Don't worry, I'll take care of Team Sunflower. That's my baby.
It'll be a band-aid or tissues for the tears that will be cried by the Sunflower team at the loss of the war.
Nice, guys.
Cool.
Are there any other comments you guys wanted to add before I move on?
No. just super excited. Work is pushing forward at a rapid pace, which is really, really cool. We're doing the damn thing, that's for sure.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right.
Any more questions about the Bumpkins or anything before we go?
Yeah, Bumpkins can be traded for sure. Like you can, they'll be available to be traded as normal assets are. So yeah, there'll be no restriction on it.
We have an artist pack, so we can download the needed assets to make Bumpkin NFTs. We will release some resources, so it makes it easier for artists to overlay and create the right t-shirts and the pants and whatnot.
Quick question here. This site that they see on the screen, is it where they will be able to equip, buy, and unequip items?
Yes.
Yes.
It will be. This is where you will do everything related to your Bumpkin. But there'll be ways to get to this from in the game. There will be that initial minting of your free Bumpkin will still happen inside of Sunflower Land with the Bumpkin builder that showed last week. But equipping and unequipping items will happen over here. There was another great question about what will happen to the SFL used for purchasing these items. There'll definitely be a big portion of this that will be burnt, which is great for the health of the token. There's also been chat about community, some will go towards a community kind of bank, I guess, kind of similar to what we have with the Goblin Treasury. But we've floated ideas about kind of like community being able to funds. So like creating a fund that people, we maybe give funds to a community project that is going to develop something, for example, like grants. There's a lot of stuff, but it'll be a combination of things that will happen to the SFL token, but a burn will be a big part of it.
And there will be a percentage that goes to the team as well. Mm-hmm. So most projects sell items for like an ETH or 2 ETH. We're not doing that. We're going to sell it in smaller amounts of SFL, but we will take a clip of that. It's very similar to how the withdrawals work in the game. When that comes out, X amount is burnt. So we'll burn like majority, like 70-80% of that SFL. X amount goes to like the community, whether it's like the wishing well or not or whatnot. And then X amount goes to the team as well. So that's currently how we're looking at it, but it is, the very large portion of it is just getting burned.
I was seeing a question here. Can you have multiple Bumpkins?
Yeah, you can. For day one release, we probably will not have the ability to be able to like choose between what Bumpkin you want on your farm at any given time. We'll just take the first Bumpkin that lives in your wallet. But yes, eventually we will build this out so that you can, have multiple Bumpkins. You can choose which Bumpkin you want to be playing with at any given time, but it won't be there for day one.
Yeah. Lots and lots of questions coming through. We'll be launching some documentation for this, hopefully by next week, and we'll take all these questions down. Probably more questions are coming up around Bumpkins than when we're started with, but we'll promise we'll get some more docs up that are answering all these questions.
Yeah, we're building docs along with the content that we're building. So like I said, we only started this on Tuesday, really. So docs will be coming live ASAP. Not OnlyFans. I can't with you.
OnlyFans.
All right, it's probably enough. Bumpkin talk with not safe for farm work. I'm just really.
Let's get back to it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
See you all. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Adam.
See you later, guys. Thanks.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Yeah, we got to move this conversation on from the only farms competition. Awesome. I hope you're excited about Bumpkins. It's pretty awesome technology. We're excited. We think there's huge potential around this idea. Where the aim is still to stay true to our ethos. It's going to be like low cost. Everyone can get access to these. Huge SFL burn. It's not us trying to sell these items in like large amounts of ETH or Matic. Super excited. It's never really been done in crypto before, so this could go any sort of direction. Our hope is that we do create the new standard for how NFT projects should be ran, should be priced, should be accessible for everyone. Next week we're moving super quick. Next week we'll probably even have some more stuff to show here. I'm going to wrap this up with a quick little giveaway. So the Goblin War is approaching, and right now I'm going to do a little challenge for everyone that's watching on Twitch. We've done this sort of challenge before, and the way that it works is that the first 5 people to complete this challenge will each get 200 war bonds. So you're going to be the first people to get some war bonds and get a head start on everyone else, meaning you can hopefully get the cool rare items before other people do. Alright, so to complete this challenge, you are going to need to send a certain resource to this address on the blockchain. So I'm just coming here and I just created a random address. I'll post this in the chat here. What you need to do is you need to withdraw 1 potato from your farm and send it to this address. And the first 5 people that send it to that address will get 200 war bonds. Okay? So I've just posted this address in the chat there. It's a little bit of a blockchain challenge, I guess. And so it's really good for competitions because the blockchain is the source of truth. No one can tweak it and say, oh, this person actually won the competition. And so what we do here is we can keep refreshing this page. And it looks like someone has just sent through a potato. Token ID 202, they're the first person. So I've just put the address in there. I'll put it in there again. We'll see. Wow. So that's how quick this community is when we drop these challenges. We've just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone just missed out by 2 seconds. Wow, that was close. Okay, so for these farms that just won this competition, you will see a treasure chest that will pop up on your farm over the next couple days, and you'll be able to collect your war bonds. Thank you very much, everyone that joined in today. I hope you're excited about Bumpkins. I hope you're excited for the Goblin War. I hope you're excited about the future of Sunflower Land and this direction that we're taking. How do we build an ecosystem around the game and get more people involved? So that said, I hope you have a great weekend. Special shout out to everyone on Team Sunflower. Can't wait until we win this war. You can watch this on Twitch. Tell more people to check it out on Twitch. We will also update this on YouTube. So you'll have a second chance to watch this video again. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you in Discord, and if I don't see you there, I'll see you here next week. See you later, everyone.